Okay, welcome to Unit 1 of W131 Internet. I think you're going to enjoy this unit. It's basically where I introduce you to the concepts behind good composition, okay? It's a fun unit. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you the Learning Unit folder, and by now I'm hoping that you've gone into the Welcome folder and perused the lecture in there and the Welcome lecture and looked at some of the other documents, and we're ready to move on now to the actual Learning Unit doing major tasks. Early and often. Those of you who really want a good grade are going to go in here at the very beginning of the week and work steadily the week and get all your material turned in by Sunday night. You're not going to wait till Sunday night or doing it. So what you see are learning, and particular learning module is Unit 1, the rhetorical situation, which means basically the ideas behind writing, okay? And it begins August 24th, and it ends on Sunday, September 20th. So it's kind of a long unit, but there's weekly work, okay? That doesn't mean you can just wait till the end of the unit to start your work. Don't even dream of that, okay? So if you click on the Unit 1 rhetorical situation link there, this actually takes you inside the module. And what you always see on the left-hand side is a table of contents. And sometimes this table of contents is partially obscured. So right here where this dividing line shows, where the red circle, oval actually is, if you mouse on that dividing line between the light area and the dark area and pull to the right, you can expose the entire table of contents so that you can see it more easily. So what you see now is you're always going to see, this is a collection of links, all right? And the Unit 1 link always comes open, and that's the Unit 1 overview link always comes open, and that basically gives you the goals of the unit, a brief overview of what we're going to cover, and then a brief overview of the actual submissions. The next most important link is number 2. You click there, and you get all the readings for the course for the unit. And the readings primarily come from your textbook. This is an excellent textbook. You must have the textbook in order to pass the class. And unfortunately, you can't buy it used this semester, but it's still very inexpensive. The writing program has gone to great lengths to find you an inexpensive but very, very good textbook, okay? So there are always readings from the textbook. They're not long. They're very interesting. They teach you a few things you really need to know in this class, and they're not lengthy. And there are always other couple readings that I have you do. They're usually web links to the Purdue OWL. That's the online writing lab, and they're good links. They give you some more details on how to complete, actually how to do your writing well, okay? Then you're always going to find some lectures. This particular unit, you have a lecture on using paragraphs. I'm huge on paragraphs. You'll hear me talk about them all the time. There's a fun interactive quiz about paragraphs. There's a little lecture on writing with transitions. Very, very important mini lecture on formatting your college papers. I'm a real stickler to having your papers formatted correctly. This is required in all your classes across all the curriculum. And then I have a neat little mini lecture on how to use Screen Toaster, which is some free web software to actually narrate your PowerPoint. You will be turning in a PowerPoint during this unit. The discussions are very, very key to this class. I try to run this class exactly like a face-to-face class, in which classroom discussion is very important. I have due dates here for all the discussions. This is just like attending class. If you miss the due date, you've missed the discussion. I do not grade late discussions, okay? In order to get a good grade on your discussions, you're going to go in and answer the questions that I pose very thoroughly. Then you're going to look at what 2 of your classmates said and respond to them in some kind of fashion, engage them in a dialogue, and then you're going to look at what I said. And I usually get in there Wednesday and Thursday and make some comments, so you need to respond to that. In order to get an A on any one discussion, you must have 4 posts, okay? They're also called messages or replies, and I'll show you that in just a minute. You also have what's called a mill blog activity. This takes place on this discussions. And a mill blog is basically a military blog, and what you're actually going to be doing is writing directly from GIs in the field in Afghanistan and Iraq, and you'll be able to correspond with them. And blogs have become a huge genre. Genre is a style or form of writing. Blogs are huge now. PowerPoint's huge. Web writing's huge. So there's a lot of change in writing over the last 10 years. And mill blogs are very, very important because they give you an exact feel for what's going on over in Afghanistan and Iraq from the soldier's point of view. Then basically you notice you have discussions every single week. Due dates are critical. I'll go show you discussion in a minute. Then you're going to have the major writing assignments. And although I say you can go down through this and do the links in order, which is good, you still need to move ahead a little bit and look at, say, okay, what's coming up? Do I really know what this is? I'm prepared to do it when it's due, okay? You have a PowerPoint that's due September 14th. That's Monday morning at 6 a.m. And the PowerPoint's fun. It's basically about yourself, okay? It's going to include some pictures, and I give you complete details there, and I'll show you a little bit more about that in a second. Then your major writing assignment for the unit, it's only 2 pages long, but I expect 2 full pages, really quality pages. A literacy narrative is basically writing about yourself, about your own writing. Okay, it's sort of a metacognitive exercise where you look at yourself as a writer or as a reader. Then the final item is a graded quiz. I wouldn't wait till the last minute to take the quiz because the quiz is actually designed to help you with your assignments, okay? So you could take the quiz after you've done the readings and done all the lectures, all right? Okay, here's what a discussion looks like. Here's the discussion that's due at the end of this week. I asked you to read an article. It's right here. You just click on that link and you get it. And that article is about the differences between college and high school. So I asked you to respond to that article. So here are the questions right here. How does this scenario described in the article differ from or relate to your own experiences? Be specific and use examples. Good writing is always very, very specific, and it always uses good examples. Then you do what's called you create a message. That's a response or a reply or a post. It's all the same language. You click there, and you can actually type in a dialog box. Please make sure that your typing is free of typos. What I always do is I always do my typing elsewhere in a word processing program, which moves a little more quickly and spells check faster. Then I copy and paste that into the dialog box. You'll actually be hearing from me via podcast. You're going to enjoy that. You'll hear my voice, okay? The PowerPoint assignment that you'll submit, this is about where I'm going to end this particular mini lecture, is you can do it two ways. You can either attach the PowerPoint the traditional way, which is fine, okay, or you can use Screen Toaster to record the PowerPoint, and Screen Toaster will give you a URL, which is an HTTP address, all right, and then you can just simply copy and paste the URL into the dialog box here. So either way, and we'll cover more of that as we get closer, but hey, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this little mini lecture introducing you to Unit 1.